What Jimmy young people go Jimmy, you will be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
Attention.
All right, I was for 1 hour with Monofie, which you say, and there will be a home, and then see that for Redding Yankopon, a dear mammy, and they will say, ye may Ghana drew. Yemra, na ye may Ghana home, a Juma. That is what we've been doing every day. Until for you, me already say, maybe push the agenda forward. Now, me sure I also watch Jemra or Hemi Free Amsterdam offer Joe, Bibia, Boko, dear. That is how we've been doing. This is 1 hour with Monofie, Medi, any William Monofie, Amankona. I do my best to me 1 hour of a time. That is what I've been doing almost every day. 1 hour of my time. Now I know what I say every day. And sema it could be about my our Ghana no. Me know abaye sa and sem no. So that is something we've been doing and we're gonna do. Until episode 4, me pacho owada jedia me pacho uma yenshase.
Dr. Bawumia, you know, no ding obakaye. When your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. That time now $1 to 4 cedis. And net $1 to 12 cedis. Okay, as we did at them. The next day, propaganda, the whole Ghana newspapers were cut off. I don't insult. I tell the truth. You said all these things, and I'm drawing the attention of the delegates. Say NDC is going to use all these things against us.
Fulani for more.
They know what's now. Emma Fulani, your first late.
Maybe dear man, Pena, Mamma Fulani for Abessay, move home.
And for the answer, the moon will be done. Now, some now back more book Maswania, it would do some Hawaii entertainment.
And Papa Jimmy, what do you mean? What do you mean? Suku and Papa Jimmy, what do you mean? What do you mean? If you Suku come back, you always share the acquisition and Papa say, what do you mean?
Economy way and what chili see. Mufisa mu, Yansa Mamu. Yeah, that's some of you. President ni ono wadi 8 years ebi o. Wadi 8 years ebi etin o kika ne nsem saa no. Na sika mpedidi. Onimzi woni chance bia bi okọ. Sika mpedidi. Some more person mo to aso mo say 8 years to break. You break it and we shall see. How can you people sit in this country for people to fool us? Think that we are just stupid people and they just don't respect us. Any stupid decisions then they put before.
All right. Yeah, saying about this is how we're gonna do the game because yeah, Baba to was in if the church and same send the William Cap, any minister Venati, me mamunyina akwaba at about 1 hour with the Munufis me pacho and then that would can't say near Tom Cotter. Now subscribe to the channel. That is how we've been doing it. Now Abuja for one will say Supreme Court and send me copy one and saying. Na honorable Afenyoma can say on TSS say obey minority leader into your peja and seminar straight away to Supreme Court because unim say ninuyanom eteho. So he just sent it straight there and the Supreme Court so yes we had the tabo out to speaker so speaker ain't me making any decision in our parliament. The first time in the history of Ghana me if you say we matter to say court to be timi catch parliament say uni ho kwan say otenase edi e kan sem bi or parliament na yes Supreme Court NS e kire won sem otimi kan e parliament minti bi da but let's assume say Ghana Supreme Court dey itimi yes adwuma no. The second thing in the entire history of matena we are say me hu bi da minti bi o masom da e wo we are say nyina say court to be betimi aka say birth cert enye proof of ID. Now so ukita card be the birth cert the primary document na the kunya sa card na that particular card a proof of ID. Ghana Supreme Court to when the team make that kind of judgment. This is as a Ghana for be why in some people why yankai. Answer na sabaka Ghana card no. The primary source of documents, which means krata ashenso de say wo ye Ghana nti ma Ghana card no birth cert. Yet Ghana Supreme Court catch the Ghana for the birth cert any proof of ID. But all this birth cert no ekwaje Ghana card their Ghana card no a proof of ID. Well, that is Ghana Supreme Court. Say onkaya makayo. Sometimes most of the decisions coming out of the Supreme Court are very very funny. But anyway, that is how they've been doing it. Inti yemfani sa. E pa cho someone say Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia srimni. Na yere Samira Bawumia srimni on de kwa in fact wanya Ghana ni o Fulani ni. Nimsa mo kai. Enye Samira Bawumia nankasa aja to me pa cho yentie Samira Bawumia nankasa ensem ono nankasa confirm so no Samira Bawumia no Fulani ni onya Ghana ni.
Committee can say obviously they know what's now. Emma Fulani ebe first lady. Hey! Oman ka say do you want me to mean you? Oman ka say me nim you. Oman ka say me nim ka so. Oman ka say me nim odi amedime ejumo. Omo say baby am free tea. And you know now Bawumia na te say wo so anya dey. Omo send your home and also anya dey. Omo Ethiopia omo enidie. Obi feel say what their own self attack. Obi feel say oh yes lewo. What do you to me be shene sana? What do you to me be shene sana?
All right, enti Samira Bawumia aka kire Ghana for say ono Samira Bawumia enye Ghana ni o Fulani ni. Pacho nyame na meka o Samira Bawumia na eka. Enti openly Samira Bawumia aka kire Ghana for say Ghana for madwen wo fom ena momo Fulani ni abedi mo so first lady. Na oto aso ka say ono onam no wate say Ghana for ni bi ka say omo mpene emma Fulani ni emma first lady in the country. Na Ghana for na ekasa no agimi to the sense say yenim say adwuma no ye de man obetimi aye. Samira Bawumia na ka kire o. These were not my words. You heard it from Samira Bawumia and say, oh no, nipa ya criticizing so we Fulani ni enka say adwuma no ontimi nye o. Minimum adwuma crop pot first lady eya Ghana there. Because per the Constitution of Ghana and the Supreme Court, any decisions about say first ladies of Ghana no enye adwuma bia because won ko gina take it bia so say ento aba mawo eye ukunu mum na ko gina ho and by the virtue of say ukunu ebe president nti na ya accord the right say we first lady or na my bodyguards do wechi but who wan ka say the adwuma e friend first lady enye adwuma bia ye Ghana. But Samira Bawumia say Ghana for na criticizing say oh no Samira Bawumia Fulani ni no enka say adwuma no ontimi nye. Esan say obetimi aye me minimum adwuma kropoti a e pese Fulani ni ene meye wo Ghana. Inti Ghana for no ye nim nyansa. Samira Bawumia say Ghana entire Ghana for nyamu nim nyansa na mama kofa Fulani ni say omeye mo so first lady. E pa chaw sene ya ye de ye John no sai na de be Bawumia. Yentie ni kunu Bawumia so sema on so de ma Ghana for.
Fulani for mo ha. Me bedi o mampenya. Mema Fulani for abese mo fom.
All right. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say or no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne bedi mo so mampanya obema Fulani for asem nsuo nyina ene mo mfudie nyina enyame na meka you heard it from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nankasa and I want ni ya ebia ma mensa nsi so biem na se ne NPP for ye no saa ene ebe ye omo
Fulani for mo ha me bedi o mampenya mema Fulani for abese mo fom.
All right. Enti Samira Bawumia say ono oye Fulani ni na nikunu ni Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Enti Ghana for man kwane Fulani ni omeye first lady. Nikunu nso say obeye first president a. Obama Fulani for aba say mumfudie. Na Ashanti regional minister say on some edeman ntafo because ntafo no ono hu ntafo no in a different way. Enyame na make the current Ashanti regional minister say ono as Ashanti regional minister no ono ohun ntafo in a different way. Nti yemisa say Mr. Minister say na wo ohun ntafo e wo Ghana.
Isimfo money runners na sha memuase since 1981 to 2001. Ntafo no mo Ghana de pa na mo yema isimfo no. Sebi ntafo no fa ni munyansa, munyasika ma beka south, mumfa gichiri buko. Na mo so le kroma etantantai. Isimfo ma ba south nyina se ne komukrom. Ntafo de nyansa de mu hu bi da no. Ada bi ekwa ka mo me ka simfo asem. Na asem na aba ka mo bakuma so ba e mu du so am ho aye ntete mo. Ye wo mpa na se na mo wu akrum. Nkwa sesam nsafo amodie no. Muga ntafo de so so bi. Ya to aba na se na ntafo no to. Kwa sesam akwa na moti odie no. Aka mbe to odi se class sesam no. Mo ba se asantefo na di akonya so se ana aka afo na di akonya so mfi aduonu ba ko ese de modi mfi aduonu so no ka Ghana nyina ko bia ye ka behwe. Ntafo mo so ade mo ana aseye no.
Ebacha wote nsem na papa ne ketwa ato no. Menim say maybe you did not hear it very well. Nsem na papa no ekwa wiye no mepacha oti hoye.
Ka Ghana nyina ko bia ye ka behwe. Ntafo mo so ade mo ana aseye no. Fam kwa sesem
Ebacha wote ni ye. O se ntafo mo so ade mo a na aseye no. Momfa mo nkwasi asem enso ho. Ebacha tie ni ye na me wasemi wo ha eka e de fa sansem we ho.
Ntafo mo so ade mo ana aseye no. Fam kwa sesem so funi fro kwa me anwere ho.
Ntafo mo so ade mo na aseye no. Momfa mo nkwasi asem e de mo nsemfo emfiri ho. Ashanti regional minister asema wo kana no. Yet and surprise say papa we di Alhaji Dr. Bawumia say man be president. Let's assume say ye kwa about we na Bawumia we ne a papa we nsem na okan no ene na abam anase de. But when we say sometimes politics here there are some choice of words and people be mu use so why you careful you might not even understand how they framed their own choices of words. Words it will meaning my international relations, political science and international relations at the master's degree level. Words it will meaning any political actor or choosing the choice of words or you're very careful. Any political actor be a choice of words you're very, very careful. NPP for champion also may account for party. But according to them no, NDC for country also more masremni e mameli di party no. Enti ye pushi amasremni according to the Ashanti regional minister no offer sremfo entafo. Na ose ka kire mo se mo entafo no mo be so ade ma na mo asey no. Enti mo fa mo Jimmy sem so honko. Enti ye hwe o ma hye di Dr. Bawumia achi. Ma Dr. Bawumia akolusi kese bi abinsi Ghana da. Na ya san ka kire se ha se ye kai. Entafo no mo so ade ma na mo asey no. Enti papa we odi Bawumia achi kwa ono ankasa kwa nto aba ma Alhaji Dr. Bawumia. Samo kai se papa we koten radio station ye ka kire money ma 5 Ashanti regional NPP aye wanya 2 kuranka. Yeah, William Cab, was he's a big fool, but Washeda, he's not just a fool. Washeda, and yes, animal. These people in NPP no Washeda, and yes, animal. So they want to make sure say, Omanka said himself, Dr. Bawumia, ultimate way na baneda. Enti, okay, with the piano, no one say no, the Yankasa ha, sent off on your country them. Yeah, mamma, quite beam.
Jimmy NPP for Jimmy, me will be.
Enti Dr. Bawumia nam se mo first year na mani nya no ma sheda mo piapia ne kwa.
Mo first year no emani.
NPP for a piapia ne kwa buko mo ankasa nim se Dr. Bawumia on wene. That is why na do kwa kufu de se ono ankasa nim se campaign no atonsuom.
Ono a se campaign no atonsuom.
Exactly. Ndi ye dis year ne be ma.
First year no emani. Mo next year no. Na menchika no.
Ndi ye de ma no otwi wi a no mo ankasa chire ka chire so campaign no atonsuom wa onim se won wene.
Ono a se campaign no atonsuom.
Wahu. Enti Dr. Bawumia na one na yere Samira Bawumia nam na omo sa na omo ko na yakwa fucking paluta. sometimes I wonder, say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia PhD no or yeah. Mokai say the first time NPP for kofa Kimpaluta dio machino. Ghana for $2 extra I see Kimpaluta say now what about nyom kama ban say no di Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia chi. Kimpaluta e ka chere Ghana for say onu E11 na watua no e na oteneka. E ba chosa wakai. Okotena ko Joshua the studio ka say E11 ono watua e na oteneka na say ono E11 dodo watua na say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia fe say o magi sika e de nti na onkoje into okotena E11 ka. So I was surprised that you could still see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say o ma say kofa Kimpaluta kro na edi o machi na obonyuma na omosa if they know sensor and as if they have sensor and can you me come in for Kimpaluta ni machi biem because we same campaign no da piano girl if you have a call there Kimpaluta adi kan ase Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign yet foolishly no they don't even know say akwana say campaign no odi o machi na omosa o say E11 kan no wote enye so o catch the gun ni bia say onto abama enti se wo na mo na also de obechiska ama amanfo a ese wara nkasa munchiska ema amanfo bepacho one video ya NPP for enam echesika eni nuane ba Ghana pa what say sometimes let's think things this way. Let's think it this way. Eba say ena Ghana ye te Ghana no. Ghana sika pihwa to the sense say ye chesika openly yet Ghana ni bia enkasa mfa ho. Ye chesika openly obia entimi enka hwe emfa ho ena Ghana for no ete ho ena ye hwe. What you say? Edi Ghana ne yakot ya kasa ye Ghana for no ya adwen say Ghana ne say no. Abusa for that is how I see it. Ghana ne ya adwen say ya kasa ne say Ghana no. Ena obi ate ho ena wo hwe say hey mon say Ghana ekwa ebeba me ne wo nyina so. Because me when I first saw the video and I thought say oh it enye no kre. Until say me tie nsema ye kan o video no mu say NPP for say sika twitwiri die edi sika no agu ho say Ghana mo magi nkodi na mo nto abamaye ebia na wonje ndi amehwe se me hu say video na me fa video no enchira wankasa na wankasa hwe ne ma ekoso epacho you very careful na hwe video we Eba jo so wan sika twitwiri die a NPP for asese good table so eche sika ena NPP for the good table so we physical yo abontin o eba cho we nye te say babi o eba cho wan hwe ni ye enye tokro be mo abontin clear Ghana sika no ne amode ye no inse se odi sika no be ye adwuma pa ama obi a benefit no wasese sika no kugu table so e wa bonten e na wo che NPP for ehwe nyankopon anim emfere ade ensuru ade enhu se man no essay. They are not ready to fix the country. They are not ready to fix the mess in Omankasa creating no. Yet Omasi says sika no kugu table so e na mo che Samira Bawumia be jina say Ghana for names on your Fulani ni. Nti ye man enkoye first lady. Now adwuma we na mo konkoye. But Ghana for sometimes I have problem with Ghana for because the way I go good table so eche. Esen ka mudi midika too good so na mo se sika no ko. Now say ko to aba no editi ano. Enti say we Ghana ni na wo hwe Nyankopon nim agi sika we asa ko to aba e de amasa nkurofo we da then wan kasa wo da ache no e na wo say no. That is something we need to be telling ourselves because Ghana for say am hwe ni ya nkurofo we be say Ghana. E ba just one video na Samira Bawumia na ho a osu. Usuka chere ni nuanom siremfo ana se Fulani for say Ghana for empesa ono baba ye first lady ntino ye nto abani nti adwoma ama na ye ma ono me first lady Samira Bawumia ogine ho a osu awurade Nyankopon
gona mu ya kai mai muka ci wallahi ko tai maki wasu yau zamanin mu mai muka ci mu hakuri yau nace ban zo rokan vote ba na son ce muku alherin naku tana kuka sarautar naku ne oh she's crying she zango ya samu sannan wani ya samu haka ne don gaba da bayan duka zango ne ya sa ku yi hakuri ban son magana na yayi kuma ba ce abin banza ba alhairi ake kawowa yau da nake sai nan da ban samu nayi karatun boko ba da zango ba mu da wani da ke saye muna da za shi da mu gaba Samira gwamnati ne zai zo gana ya ce yaran zango duk yaron gana duka in iyayenka na da shi in bai da shi kai dai sai da yaro ka shi kuma wata rana ya yi albarka ya zo
Nkwasiafuo pa ma Jimmy MPP for Jimmy me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
Onim baby, I have a problem. Ghana, it was a campaign to a National Peace Council and I say for no. Eso mo to mo hugum. And then they should listen to Nsema Obieka. Mama Samira Bawumia ko jina zongo incite zongo for against the other citizens of Ghana. Se ono house ni yetima tena zongo aye karatu ako school asua de nikunu setima ko school asua de yet ye ka kire omo se nikunu no siremni ntie ma na me president. Samira Bawumia incite zongos against other political party and as against other citizens of the country. Na Ghana for yet ho ye hwe Samira Bawumia ono o admit ono e Fulani ni no ono de je beto Ghana mu no wadwana ko Fulani fukurum ka kire ye ti zongo no nyina se zongo ni ya ko school ba na Ghana for person ono ba be di mampanyi enti se wo ye zongo ni na so ba e ko school ba sa na de be ye oba enti hwe so na to oba ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia da ben na Ghana ni bi ka se wo Samira Bawumia ukunu Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eti zongo o ko school ntie ma na meye ye se ukunu no enka no kre. That is the kind of person that Ghana for a company say ukunu no etie onso Samira Bawumia na say sa no kre na wo so wonka bi because wo na be ka kire say NDC for na take konwa so a nkomo de dollar no be duru 12 cedis and ye ka kire say ukunu no de twam 12 no akoduru 17 ti ukunu no ye den yet ukunu de be ka kire say when the fundamentals are weaker the exchange rate will expose you.
Open economy with market determination of prices. Exchange rate movements are the most important indicator of underlying macroeconomic fundamentals. As the saying goes, when in doubt, observe the exchange rate. Mm-hmm. The lesson from history for governments is that you cannot manage the economy with propaganda.
Nkwasiafuo pa ma Jimmy MPP for Jimmy me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
These were the words of Samira Bawumia, Ukunu Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. na onamansema wakana no against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say under John Mahama no the economy no aye weak see deny hata one na adodanko akufo-addo.
In the time of Mills and Mahama, 2 CDs, $1. Okay. I can't be telling me for Bawumia. Some be coming home. Yeah, she say you sick as some no. No.
Yeah, be see toilets.
I can't be free. That means say you sick as some. Nanade. See the naya hata.
What you say? And when the NPP for two opposition, mo can say we tell John Dramani Mahama na John Mahama e yesirimni. Obia an kan tell John Mahama say we yesirimni nti wajimi. We yesirimni nti Mahama ye president. Na John Mahama ene ye president. Enti wo Samira Bawumia ukunu Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ene wo Samira Bawumia nyina together e kan say we dey tia John Mahama. Ene ma ukunu opportunity say be ye na yenhwe. Wo ye wi na so ye ni a ye be mo opportunity. Ukunu I am vice president, head of Ghana's economic management team for 8 years. Economy now, I'm moving from hata to her, and a Ghana for the Ukunu and Kano correct. The performance of Ukunu no, and more than one day, Tia Mane Mayor president. Uku Genezo go catch up to Ghana for say Ukunu a ceremony, Tia Mane Mayor president. 2 General Usu. They kind of person. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as in Sunipa and Wakako Warren. That is the same people are Omotie. And you could see says Samira Bawumia esunya suman boni we efri ni kunu Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I wouldn't even be surprised say Samira Bawumia and actually Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia how to lie. Because the first time Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be on to political stage, you know, and I said the political can say platforms, you know. Ghanaians saw Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be a trustworthy person, truthful person. 8 years down the lane, what's Samira Bawumia? What want a panier? I'm a papa and can no credit on Nabunsa home. That is why you should be worried. And yes, Zongo, you know, Zongo for no Suchiramono. They say men can't say they will never vote for you because Okra won't Juni. Ona mankraya ungu mayafi ube pizungu communities are open political power ama ukunu no be first lady no be twi wenim pons ntino ona ma ode mayafi akichiri uti. Ghanaians have known the road through you. Nobody is going to vote for you any ukunu. Nti adwuma kora na wo so betimi aye no. Ghana for say men kan kire say adwuma no untimi nye because un qualify for adwuma bia o Ghana ho. That is how they've been doing. Meanwhile, Ralph, these things go on because majority of those listening to all the lies are content with the few CDs given to them. They fear to question the politicians. That's true, Minia. They actually fear to. They don't even fear. Not that they only fear to question the politician, but just that I think say that be out. I can say low IQ syndrome. No, I say majority of Ghanaians IQ syndrome ever from. So the quest to question our political leaders to give us the better services in the country, that is something that is lacking in the Ghanaian community. And I think that we should be working on that. Moving on, Suku na yekona, see started chilling nipa at the papa school because Suku no, and Jimmy Guana unim nyansa unimo, school saying chilling nipa nyansa kakra. But it is just only thing say some section of Ghanaians bit say honorable after your markings, Mona Margin say Suku no makon omun nyansa. That is the only problem we have with them. See, that is how it is. All right, 1 hour with Munufi and Midi and William Munufi Amankona. This is how we're doing it. Now, Abuja 4, let's move on to something and I say Abba. Na yenka hon asem. Before that, you know, Mr. Songo say, how does he see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Samira Bawumia?
Economy we here who chiri see. Mo fi se mu nyansa amamo. Ya be se samo firi ho. President ni ono wadi ni 8 years ebiyo. Wadi ni 8 years ebiyo ti no kika ne nsem sa no. Na si campaign. Onimzi woni chance bia bi okọ. Si campaign. Some more person to ask mo see 8 years to break. You will break it and we shall see. How can you people sit in this country for people to fool us? Think that we are just stupid people and
all right, enti songo what they can come to yam. Abato no do a kukurumuti power no na na do dan kwakufa do say yankasa ye dia enti yerbe momo
na ebasa abato no decide so beto ama ndc e wo asema nyo nya me masa Obia so sa emfa intim so baby and there wa wadwuma.
All right, enti obia enso wonsa emfa ntim so e obabia eno de e wankasa wadwuma. Nana Adodan Akufo-Addo, His Excellency the President of Ghana, Semen Kanche was a kukurumuti na de to aba no e wankasa wadwuma. Enye Supreme Court na de ma ho. Enye Speaker Babi na de ma ho. Enye Mahmoud Bawumia na de ma ho. O Semen Kanche was se ba se wo be hwe no na ado bad performance ono to aso yi. Na da to abama Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e wankasa wa se mo no wi onfa ho oko. Anyway, moving on. Supreme Court the decision biaba. Now, before we do that, there are some things we need to be checking. Anyway, Article 97 of Ghana's constitution, I don't know if it actually needed any interpretation. Now, at the Supreme Court of Hawaii, they decided to play a smart game. Supreme Court did decision about no. Among was a Ghana for Dodo na ekasa etia. Including Omanka so mu bit say Justice William Atubiganom ekasa etiae inti me baba kirao ntreki sibia omaye na Article 97 no 1 G and H no at the screen so pa chompe se me no nyina ekan 1 a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament. A whatever meaning A in view also upon the dissolution of parliament or whatever. So let's move on to G and H. If he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his elections, if he leaves the party of which he was, if I underline the word was, a member at the time of his elections to parliament, to join another party or seek to remain in parliament as an independent member. Or H, if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party. That is G. If he was elected, underline the word was. If he was elected, meaning say, si a case will be a member of parliament, a what parliament dinum. Next speaker aswear in say nipa any friend say or a member of parliament. And this year kwa on the 7th of December 2024 now court 7 mikurum Tachima South na honorable Christopher Basunte Bayere Ewenia or member of parliament until say Yewre January Muna speaker abeswear in. That is when he becomes a member of parliament. Mail say to about you as nipa wa wenya but on the 8th for them fans on the 8th of December doesn't make you a member of parliament unless you are being sworn in as a member of parliament. And what this constitution I can say, if he was elected as see a to about the mouth that was which is in the past no be a member of parliament that's a switch camper what the problem and Supreme Court here o say omo be katasumi miaso agorobi ha. Inti honorable Afenyamakins ehun say the party no abeye minority in parliament no oskepe Article 99 na esen kase kire say o problem afa call Supreme High Court no straight and no call Supreme Court because onim say Supreme Court ni pete ho no ni nuamonko a se me kase ni nuamonko a one member of the panel no he was the NPP chairman for whole central. To be honest, we contested to become member of parliament on the ticket of NPP on 2 different constituencies, whole West and whole Central. Nipa ba kopena. Okoha no lusu no obian koha lusu a na fi de na be Supreme Court masa we ye adwuma mai. Because honorable Afenyamakins knew say omanga so munua ehye ho. So what he decided to do is say obian akono ni nua no aka say masa see the ball na be to ho. E do ko whole West and whole Central ni anto ba na maw. Inti see the edawabam wona obeka asem no bonkrofo ebuga ma me ena ni nuanom 5 fatrazi di yesi ampa yodi why ade 5 ni di kind decision bi bae ena Ghana for yentin se mamoka yase no mokofa 2 ebeka ho ipacho na ne a mo kan say But let me read and then you follow along. And that will screen. The Supreme Court has held that a member of parliament cannot be said to have vacated his seat unless he decided to change his political identity and remain in parliament under the new identity. Supreme Court, what they according to Supreme Court, the interpretation of Article 97 G and H, and they say the only time I wait me can say a member of parliament a switch company say I better out parliament ho no change party. In the judgment detailing why it was upheld a seat by the majority leader in parliament, the court held that Article 97 1G and H of the Constitution cannot be said to have a futuristic applications and therefore only apply to a current term of parliament. And the NP before a court say, very carefully. I know it's a unim, but we need to be stressing on the point for you viewing me to understand what is happening in the society. Honorable Afenyamakins, any NP before court who say Article 97 1G and H, it applies to the future and your current. It applies to the future. And according to them, no, what's a parliament? Now, say open the next parliament, and a person member of parliament, Article 97 1G is that not apply to you. And the Supreme Court will say it does not apply to the future, but rather no. So what a parliament now also check camper, that is when it applies to you. But I don't know if you understand what the Supreme Court is trying to say here. So then we are just explaining it to you. So what question behind but you'll beat him the question number. It follows from the above, therefore, that the only plausible conclusion which must necessarily flow from a holistic and contextual reading of Article 97 1G and H is that an MP's seat shall be vacated upon departure from the cohort of his elected party in parliament to join another party in parliament while seeking to remain in that parliament as a member of the new party, the court held. Similarly, an independent member who joins the cohort of a party in parliament whilst they remain members of the parliament for which they were elected as independent members will have to vacate the seat tagged as that of an independent member. The court therefore held that its interpretation of Article 97 1G and H of the Constitution was that they only applied within a current term of parliament and not an MP contesting for elections under a different political identity. Consequently, Article 97 1G and H must be understood within the contextual framework with no implicit and explicit indication that the partisan to future electoral aspirations or intention that will materialize in subsequent terms, such as an MP contesting under a different ticket in the next election or election cycle, the court said. Let me just explain here. Ebia, you might understand what the court actually means. Now, court can say, but if they say we a member of parliament, according to the Supreme Court, say the interpretation, the framers of the Constitution, they can say, assuming say we a member of parliament, I have to obey you, say we NPP ni. Now also check campus was in parliament within the 4 years, ebia was here because many parliament say the majaya ko NDC, menye NPP ni biem was in parliament. They are court and they say that is where the Constitution they say we see it in our vacati. And I say, what the parliament why you talk about you as an independent member. Now was as independent, and what you also say there may NPP ni. That is when I vacate seat. According to court, me patch nyame na meka 5 nipa 5 no nipa 7 etas no sana 5 eka. I may explain bim. Francisca bibi aboko there. Me tell nka cheminia kwesi Kennedy Japan wa kan sam pa kwesi
nkwasiafo pa ma Jimmy MPP for Jimmy me who be
Stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
All right, in Japan, I can send a mini econo. So what the Supreme Court is trying to interpret, Nipa 5 and we have the Nipa 2 Indians, baba. 2 no more decent and so many baba. But Nipa 5 and 10 assemblies of first no. Almost all money on the second round no. Then Yansa Sembia in some speaker here no. So 5 and the person say from about ben per ebesi the last point no speaker decision no take here no. Yansa Sembia in him because a member of parliament vacating the seat only when or such a camp whilst in parliament. By a year when we declare the intention say or person call the next parliament with a different ticket. But what I say, the question I bisa Supreme Court any NPP for they say answer na obi betimi contesting on the ticket of NPP no. But your side pan e was say NPP ni and as say NPP ni. That is the first question. Can I just jump and contest on the ticket of NPP? The answer is no. Which means, for me na MP na oba parliament as an independent candidate na on a representing NPP, our constituency hono, he should have or he ought to have joined NPP. And send oba be your parliamentary candidate. And as when you kura eko pick form to say oba contest on primaries. Let me explain it once again. Wow, you can send a comment and I will take my time to explain it. Answer na political parties every primaries are. Ubetimi ako pick forms say ube contesting on the ticket abeye ako primaries na yeto banama primaries wabeye mo PC no. First, you have to be a member of that political party. Which means for Mena MP no, whilst in parliament no, he joined NPP. Answer na NPP former na kwai a man a contesting on their primaries. Answer a man be a PC. A Supreme Court yebisamo. Application when does it apply to Sa Papa way or it does not apply to him? We need answers because Supreme Court they say Mona my mom will say, oh no, we Mona Munim Yansa in Ghana. You apply all the measures. NPP for yebisamo say for Mena MP now about parliament as an independent candidate, you know, was he part of NPP? And I said, no, you're part of NPP because per your own constitution, no, say uja NPP cop independent pa own party no hubiem. And for Mena MP no, a dear criteria na mama ne man be NPP parliamentary candidate. Did he qualify as a member of the party and son a more money contested on premise or co pick forms on premise and as a day because member co premise that on the ticket of NDC in Techman South obi of him can just cross check before we pick forms of Korano over voting you have to be a member of that party on your party member untimin contested untimin pick form kora and go around MIN do so now on go through vetting because pick forms in we are you get the opportunity to go around the constituency. Now constituency for Nigeria to mtampa we a party ba. Na wa converting, o qualify vetting we are saying ya mama ko to aba. Enti sa wonye party ni a untimi nya forms ko ranto. Enti honorable no one for menano a ojai mo party ni ko independent no. Was he still a member of the party and as no one member of the party? That is the first question. But Millicent say those justices were where were they when Barbin and the rest were written the constitutions or were writing the constitution? That is what Millicent actually means. So, I won't say Barbin can't see me now and say, oh no, when he joined the bar, some of these people sitting on the bench, no more feeling no more law school. Also, not a parliament and attorney general being a service. So it's like they understand the whole constitution differently. I don't find fault with them. Because imagine say we NPP chairman. Now the day now originated from NPP chairman and your friend say okay high court judge. Who feel when I do to Supreme Court? We no majuma ni pena kwa kweda. Nti enya me na ese meka adwuma ba ba e Millicent. So they know adwuma kwa kweda. Na Ghana na yedidi agoro no. Ebe kwa aba abeto yankasa. We do munni abro. One say NPP for kwatena parliament. Emma the next speaker Professor Mike Kwe Ekwe for Mena MP if you want. They didn't know say it will get to a time. I be kwase ba bisia o mankasa. That was ne akọ ase ba bisia o. But for the sake of time, I mean, found 2 na so decent here no. Na yehwe. 2 no nso a nipa 7 na tena akomia no so no 5 they say they had nothing wrong with Honorable Afenyamakens NPP for speaker was wrong. And a two no say they find something wrong with the approach in the first way bar Supreme Court straight away because according to them, no, Article 99 of Ghana's Constitution, and Mark Quine say some more problem with the election of members of parliament in the the matter should first go to the High Court. And send a High Court, and that's a High Court interpretation in any portion of the Constitution, or might refer it back to the Supreme Court. They had problems with it when it just came straight away to the Supreme Court. Nipa 2, no, a decent year. That was their position. That is their position. Nipa 2 na a decent year. No, that is their position. Just as Tanko Monso says, Dabi, ye why or how come say Asemno a free parliament will speaker make a decision a free one straight away. It did not even go to the High Court on Baradano. It came straight away to the Supreme Court. It means that NPP for him say there was somebody and I said there's some group of persons ever Supreme Court wa ombedi or masem ediamomo. Ralph said the Constitution of Ghana should be translated into all the major languages in Ghana. Senebe will be a better say. Minia Constitution no uko school Esenka from pieces a Ghana Constitution they see say a small group of persons be enquire bit me kan say na omokra no wo kan na wo kire omo say hey say na Constitution eka no na omo dan no nti ene ukopie Ghana Constitution kwa na charges na nkasa kwa bibire te ho omo nti ase lawyers bibire enti ase that is why a speaker any cruise way e wo problem no minia. That is how it is. Because say, Supreme Court will say the only time will be vacating the seat. Any time or take parliament, what's the home political parties or by independent local join political party. That means what's the home. So your NPP no jai call NDC while sitting in parliament. That is when they can vacate their seat. So the question may be say obey party be ni. Now, or say if you many party in your be me quantum independent, many party in your be ya on also vacating the seat and now vacating the seat. That is the first question. The second question is say for many MP now or take parliament as independent candidate. Now what we call joining NPP or NPP ni echo through the primaries 1 year over. Every day primaries, every year we peace on also vacating the seat and now vacating the seat. That is the second question.
Jimmy people for Jimmy, me will be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
That is Ghana for you. Ghana sometimes on the young kasa ya say and I say a group of bit Ghana say Ghana no or man kasa she that's almost say mine. Omo nyansa too much. And on my imagine say that be let's come together and destroy the nation. Until whilst Professor Mike etie konwam eyi for many MP we say or independent wa permanent free parliament na NPP for eligibility no ohwe videos na Professor Mike tia papa say ompia bontenko NPP for didn't know say the same man no was as independent no obese akosa wa ba mo party and as ombenya o mankasa members of parliament bi wa ombe free party no akwa independent they didn't know enti ene we gan ania don't cry emra we Supreme Court ahye no ye hwe omo ebese kwa kuti omo ye baba to joma mai be we ne na ibidu ha na say NPP member of parliament be to parliament ho now can't you say we jai mo party no ba ono so onye NDC ni a na be say mbi na say munyina ye be sometimes so to ha some people think say be omo ekwaku na say omo nim nyansa no too much say bibia enkoma meti omo senia and that Professor Mike mo force the mandate laws to be applied to some member of parliament and they kwoti am mo say mo tia no sa na be kwa say tia mo on our Afenyamakens, so we a lawyer. Justin Kodia, also a lawyer. Who use the same law and the pump hoops and doyamo. A do we must say one fair say one cassa member of parliament or your party needs a jail party no independent. Not yet or no mass or person no yajmo. One of who's a changing out maybe yajuma. People don't even understand what you the same people you are doing. NPP for Nankasa Quran and 10 year party in a and I say. NPP for nankasa no entiase ena omo ankasa party no ahye da say omo say party no e de ama omo ankasa. The nation is under coup government. Yes, Let them destroy the nation. A few days for them to go. Then somebody comes to correct the wrongs in the society. That is why your mama said Baba reset Ghana, because when you look at the direction of Ghana, we need somebody to actually come and reset and BBF, so then we move forward as a proper nation. That is what we want to do. And to make the way a Ghanaian here, do not go and vote for Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Because Oba best say Ghana no. These same people you see them no, Omwane best say Ghana no. Epacho Suku and Pepe Jimmy.
You say Suku and Pepe Jimmy. What Jimmy or what Jimmy? Suku and Pepe Jimmy. What Jimmy? What Jimmy? If you Suku club, I almost share the Akosi Yamiani and Papa say what Jimmy? What Jimmy? Yahoo Jim for a week. That is how we are going, because I say to about the His Excellency John Dramani Mama NDC for now for the Yama NPP for elusive massively now honorable Afenya Makensa or see Osuros of minority for Kumia, so now spiritually any good for him no or back to parliament as the opposition or the minority leader. Now for the Bisana say a Kumiana Otisono spiritually no a yamau and I say yamau. Ye try about the mama say leadia mon rule to the satisfaction of the citizenry. And yen ya won kwa ope. Inti say we make sure say amamu no ubu amamu pa e de amatima mufo no enyen ya ope. Mokofa ilevia bagana for sempe no. Se na mo nam na mo sa. Samira Bawumia we twi ni ponsa na so e Fulani ni ye ba na me first lady no. That they were all jubilating. Inti ilevia na e kokwa adure be sa yare bia o Ghana no. Ene etima sa yare no. The same way won nam na we campaign say we ye Fulani ni ye ma ukunu eme Ghana e Fulani for there. Dear some folk around now.
Committee can say, obviously, they know what's now. Emma Fulani, a first lady.
Tea, Samira Bawumia, say, or no Samira Bawumia, home tea. As on tea. A no Samira Bawumia, home tea. They say, he said Ghana for Becca say, Emma Fulani, first lady. Now, Fulani again. And as a Ghana for Nika, we are full near my first lady. Dear Bonina Ghana for ye. Dear Sam Kurani. Now Ghana, yet Ghana, they have say yes, Ghana, say a mouse and middle me on for pounds we MA. Madame for.
It's in for money rollers in the Shah Memuasi since 1981 to 2001. And tough for no more Ghana, dear Panama, we are messing for. 7 tough for no friend Munyansa, Munyas come up cast out, one for the crew. I must say, come at Antai. It's in for my bass out in Nasa Kum. And tough for the Yansa, the moon will be done. I'd be a Kwaka Cassim for them. Now some Nabacamo, more book Maswania, it would do some Hawaii and Tetemo. Young one Panazan and more workroom, and quite some form would you know. Muga than time for the rest of the be. Yatwa Banazan and time for no two. But Sassama Quakwana Mutu Diano. I can't be to a same class seminal. Mumbai says, I can't phone a dear Kunyasu, and I can't phone a dear Kunyasu, and fear Dunubaco, as such a modern fear Dunusuna, Kagana and Yanko Bia a cabaret. Therefore, Musa Dimana I say, from quite some self funny floor come here.
Every time if me started tier politics, obi any wa waka nkwasi aseme o Ghana politics e chen NPP for that. In fact, me tesa nkwasi aseme ya papa we pa kan chiri semfo a. Sometimes I wonder say papa we so say boko there. NPP is the only political party etimi gina simple so edit citizens ni bi atem. NPP nkwa. NDC ni bi na otimi yesa adwuma ni bi da. NPP for nkwa na etimi di Ghana for atem, hwe wanim si ya na edi watem. Catch the Samon Famon Quasi Sam so honko. Na munti ni Bawumia so.
Fulani for more. Maybe dear man penya. Mama Fulani for abese mufum.
Anyway, 1 hour with Munufini. Hey. Ghana, ya mobodo do. Yeti sikaso uze kom de. Sidi na ya hata. Ahodi bi anim.
Fulani for more. Mebedio mampenya. Mema Fulani for abesei mufum. Fulani for more. Mebedio mampenya. Mema Fulani for abesei mufum. Fulani for more. Mebedio mampenya. Mema Fulani for abesei mufum.
Why are there? Into the brabedi mampanyi. Na ma Fulani for mese Ghana for nsuo ni yensuo yefuo nyina yedase. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Pacho say nene da udi can you subscribe to this platform. 1 hour with Munufie. Me din any William Munufie amankona. Wow, to be joining me in the BM that was it. My idea. Nyame yadom watching at the same time we're going to come back massively.
Stiano, Emami, Mummy Stiano, Namin Chicano, Enco Baby, I see a call, Mummy Stiano.
Campaign, attention. In the time of Mills and Mahama, 2 CDs, $1. Okay. And Kaomi Jina Mikofa Bawumia, some come home. Yeah, she say you sick as some no.
Yeah, BC toilets.
Never say you sick as some.
Nanade.
See you now, hata. I want him near me.
You see a bien day.
You better call for
All right, enti meda obi bia ase. Nyame adom ochina same time I'll be back. Na afide me no aba besoma bom. Nti wa otimi join me ne bia na meda munyina ase. Nyankopon ene mo entena. Send ya madi kan me din any William Munufie amankona patch platform e YouTube kwa 1 hour with Munufie. Nti mere bia obenya bia no just subscribe to the platform. Na afide me ne wo ensom emom. Send ya eyene da na sei ena ye de beko awiye. Nti meda obi bia ase.
Open economy with market determination of prices. Exchange rate movements are the most important indicator of underlying macroeconomic fundamentals. As the saying goes, when in doubt, observe the exchange rate. The lesson from history for governments is that you cannot manage the economy with propaganda. In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Fulani for more.
They know what's now. Emma Fulani, your first lady.
Mebedio mampenya. Mema Fulani for abesei mufum.
Nka for the nyansa de mu hu bi da no na asem na abaka mo bokumaswa ne mu du so am ho ayentete mo